The Mandalorian universe expands the Star Wars lore by delving into the culture and history of the Mandalorians, a warrior people renowned for their distinct armor and combat abilities. Initially perceived as mercenaries and fighters, the Mandalorians are esteemed for their prowess in battle. They uphold a strict code of honor and possess a complex history, frequently entangled in conflicts with Jedi and other factions. Their society highly regards combat and tradition, with many adhering to the way of the Mandalore. Mandalore, their homeworld, is characterized by its harsh environment and warrior-focused society. In the Mandalorian TV shows, comics, or video games, some incredibly large ships have been featured or referenced, and we're going to examine the 10 largest ones. At number 10, we have IPV-1 System Patrol Craft. The IPV-1 served as a standard security and customs vessel, commonly deployed near planets to intercept smugglers and combat piracy. Due to their high speed and maneuverability, they were often deployed in Republic and Imperial sectors when larger ships were not available. These vessels were 120 meters long and were considered the primary defense against those involved in illegal activities and organizations attempting to rebel against the system. As they lacked a hyperdrive, the IPV-1 followed specific routes along known smuggling routes, with their main objective being to neutralize or eliminate enemy ships and uphold peace and order within controlled space under the galactic government. Next, number 9, Crusader-class corvette. During the Galactic Civil War, Mandalore Hypernautics produced the Crusader-class corvette gunship, a warship designed to engage smaller support craft like starfighters and bombers. Measuring 130 meters in length, the corvette had firepower capable of taking on similar-sized craft, leading many to consider it overarmed for its size. One of the most well-known features of the Crusader class was its high number of weapon systems installed throughout the ship. Additionally, it was considered one of the fastest, if not the fastest, corvettes at the time of its design. Number 8, CR90 Corvette. The Corellian corvette was a versatile and iconic starship in the Star Wars universe. While not specifically tied to Mandalorians, many variants and adaptations of this ship type had appeared in various media. Measuring 150 meters in length, it featured 2 dual and 4 single turbo-laser turrets, and had the ability to reach a maximum speed of 950 kilometers per hour. In various Star Wars media, Mandalorians were known to utilize a range of ships, including customized versions of CR90 corvettes, reflecting their warrior culture and penchant for modification. These ships can be outfitted with enhanced weaponry and defensive systems, embodying Mandalorian craftsmanship. 7. Kiltirin-class dungeon ship. The primary function of the Kiltirin-class dungeon ship was detaining and transporting prisoners in space. Measuring 150 meters long, this class of starship had the capacity to accommodate up to 1,250 prisoners. It was equipped with 5 quad turbo laser batteries and a single tractor beam projector. This ship drew the interest of the Mandalorians due to its incorporation of concepts and design elements from the older and larger Lictor-class dungeon ship, which was originally constructed by the Mandalorian Crusaders to transport Jedi prisoners during their historic conflict with the Republic. Number 6. Jahaveyor-type assault ship. The Jahaveyor-type assault ship, named after a Mando word for ambush, was utilized by the Mandalorian Neo-Crusaders during the Mandalorian Wars. At 188 meters long, these assault ships were propelled by 5 engines and were armed with medium double turbo lasers, heavy ion cannons, and super heavy concussion missile launchers. These assault ships always had their guns charged and ready to fire, even when in hyperspace, which allowed them to engage moments after arriving on the scene of battle. They lacked landing base, and instead had special airlocks, permitting the easy projection of troops toward a ship to be boarded. Number 5. Arquitens-class command cruiser. The Imperial Navy utilized the Arquitens-class command cruiser as a versatile light cruiser, employing it for various purposes such as detached patrol, communication, and support for capital ships. Despite its 230-meter length, the command cruiser incorporated subtle design updates, making it more than just a simple repaint of its predecessor. While sharing the kite-shaped hulls with 2 forward spars and the class name, the ship actually had few similarities with its predecessor. In the Mandalorian series, Moff Gideon commanded the Arquitens-class command cruiser in the years following the Battle of Endor. 4. Kyramud-type battleship. The Mandalorian Crusaders and Neo Crusaders used a series of capital ships called the Kyramud-type battleship, which was named after the Mando word for killer or assassin. The 752-meter vessel had a design resembling that of the Basilisk war droids, and was based on stolen Basiliscan design. Later models, although similar to the type used during the Great Sith War, had sleeker designs, and dispensed with the more organic features of the older model. The Kyramud was heavily armored, utilizing advanced alloys and energy shields to make it resilient against blaster fire and torpedo strikes. It was capable of both solo missions and fleet operations, serving as a command ship, coordinating attacks and providing support to smaller vessels. Next, we have Keldabe-class battleship. The Keldabe-class battleship, also referred to as the Keldabe-class cruiser, was utilized by Tiber Zan's faction and others in the Galactic Civil War, alongside several other warship classes. During the Galactic Civil War, the Mandalorians employed at least one vessel of this class. The battleship design, similar to other Mandalorian starships, featured sharp edges reminiscent of the ancient Mandalorian Kandosii-type dreadnought. An intriguing aspect of the ship's design was its ability to extract energy from enemy vessels and shields to power its own weapon systems. The ship's power is comparable to that of a Star Destroyer. At number 2, we have Venator-class Star Destroyer. The Venator class was a prominent starship from the Mandalorian universe, saw primary use by the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars. With a length of 1188 meters, this dagger-shaped vessel was armed with anti-capital ship missiles. Additionally, this Mandalorian warship played a role in the Neo Crusader fleet during the Mandalorian Wars. It is possible that this ship represents the earliest example of a dagger-shaped warship, a design that would later become widespread in the form of Star Destroyers. Featuring heavy turbo lasers, ion cannons, and point defense laser turrets, the Venator is a formidable force in battle. And finally, number 1, Kandosii-type dreadnought. The Kandosii-type dreadnought, which means indomitable in Mando, served as the largest capital ship utilized in the Mandalorian Wars. With a length of 1,360 meters, it featured sleek, angular lines and incorporated various technologies. A notable vulnerability in their design was the potential for their hyperspace navigation systems to be disabled by a strategically placed charge at the rear. Kandosii dreadnoughts were heavily equipped for combat, boasting 5 heavy double turbo laser batteries. Additionally, the Kandosii type possessed a spacious cargo hold and had the capacity to transport up to 128 starfighters for both self-defense and offensive operations. And with that, we've come to the end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for new videos. See you in the next one. Take care.